Where do you see the content space and branding and whatnot in general going over the next 2 to 3 years?
I think the obvious thing to say is that video is going to become more and more prominent. I think that because more and more people are pushing into video as well, you know, you've seen it take over LinkedIn now, and it's taken over every single platform, that the quality of that content is only going to go through the roof. We've already seen like the TikToks we could get 100,000 views on 2 years ago, you can't do now because they're terrible compared to what else is going out there. Once the YouTubers hit TikTok, it was game over for everyone else because they know how to make it. They're so good at making video. So I think video content will just get better and better and better. That doesn't mean higher quality, just better stories being told on these platforms. I think that nothing really changes in the form of like storytelling or whatever. I think text posts, books, podcast, all that stuff will just continue to go. But it's this video content because so many people are doing it now, and that there's so many tools to be able to make video content so easily, you know, like AI potentially, but also just like free video editing apps. Like Instagram's about to drop Edits, which is going to be free, like CapCut kind of thing. Like those tools, you know, Adobe cost me, I don't know, $2,000 a month for all our Adobe subscriptions. It's just free software on your phone. So your ability to create goes through the roof. And like me just doing a time lapse with a voiceover, like it's so simple. So you're just going to get better and better video. So if you're not already experimenting in that space of telling a good story, you really want to, because it'll be like YouTube. Like YouTube's almost unattainable for most people to crack it on YouTube. It's so hard to crack YouTube because the quality of the content that's on there, not video quality, but the quality of the storytelling is so good. Yeah. So I think that's where you'll see a lot of content shifting. And I think that where a lot of people, if you can't do video, then just stick to written. Just learn how to write. Yeah. I think like you'll know as well as me, like your written content does so well because like if you've written for a long period of time, you get really good at like crafting your story in it. Yeah, and you can it's addictive. It's addictive, and you hook people in. Yeah. It's crazy. I think writing's definitely changed my life. I've been reflecting on it way more recently. Yeah, cool. And you know, especially with like LinkedIn, and then even when you write, you have to research or you have to think, and then you have to lay it out, and then you have to read it and go. And sometimes, you know, I'll go to do a quick post, and 40 minutes later, I'm like, oh shit! But I've really enjoyed that process. But then I'll make the time back in the future because I'll recall a stat from that. Yeah. And someone's like, oh, fuck, guy's pretty impressive. And it might, you know, like lead to another opportunity. Exactly. Or I might go, okay, I can have this conversation with this person, or I can, you know, record a video, but I've got all of the knowledge that's there because I've had to put so much time into the writing. Yeah. And it blows me away that more CEOs around the country and things like that, like they're not doing this. I'm like, how can you not see it? Like, why is an accountant? You know, you've got 20,000 followers on LinkedIn, right? I think, and, you know, I might be sitting around like 15 or something, and it just it keeps climbing, and it's just consistent writing shit. Every now and then people are like, no, I don't agree, like, and you have a little blow up, and like, oh, okay, but then you just stay the course, keep going, and opportunities drop out. Oh, 100%. And the way it allows you to articulate your thoughts in real life, I think, is another thing. The reason I write a lot still, even with copywriters, is because it helps me articulate all my thoughts when I'm writing. So then when I get into I'll come up with a thought, I'll put it online, test it, people will say stuff, and then I use that same thought and line of questioning when I go into a pitch meeting or like a conversation with a client. But to go back to like what else I'm seeing, I probably gave a pretty politician answer there of like, do more video, because that's it. Actually, there are two things I think that brands should look at in the next few years. The first one is, think of your social channels as TV shows, and like when you're making videos, so create a whole show around it. So don't just think of it as like, I'm going to do this piece of content, or I'm going to do this piece of content. Don't think of pillars. Like, get rid of this whole pillar conversation. Just like craft a show that's going to communicate one thing. Like for us, it's this boss versus employee thing. So what does that show look like? And then create a TV show. So, and then repeat it en masse. So like at the moment, our TV show is Joni trying to bring coffees into the business, to have coffees with me as a lead. That piece of content can just be repeated forever. And then we don't actually have to do anything else on that attention seeker, Instagram or TikTok. We could just do that. That will then allow people to go find us on other places. And this is the second tip, is that have more than one social channel as you grow. You have one as like an acquisition piece, which is the TV show, and it's real funny, it's humorous, it goes real broad. But then they find me on LinkedIn and they see the other content series I have there, or they'll go find our newsletter and they'll see what we have there. And so the bigger the brand gets, obviously if you're a small business, it's going to be quite hard for you to do multiple things, but start with one, build a TV show, understand that people, as content gets better and better, you don't want to be doing too many different types of content. You want to hone in on one style and just like double down on it and get really good at that one style of content, because you're going to be competing with everyone.
Yeah.
So if you try to do 40 things, you're going to lose. So just do one, do it really well, make it super simple. And then instead of going, oh, this is my TikTok strategy, just be like, this is my short form video strategy. And everywhere short form video applies, put it everywhere.
Yeah.
And I've been talking about this a lot this year. Like, people are like, oh, but TikTok's for young people. It's like, yeah, well, 10% of people over 55 on TikTok globally. That's 150 million people. But you're not getting 150 million views. And if you want old people, well, they're all there. So just make content that they'll like and they'll see it. Same as on LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. There's a small percentage of them everywhere. So stop thinking about like channel specific strategies. Stop thinking about pillar specific strategies. Just go, okay, short form video. This is the TV show. This is what I'm going to create. Put it everywhere. And as you have more resources, create other channels with different shows on them and allow those shows to tell a different part of your story. Don't try to do it all in one.
Yeah.
So like my LinkedIn story has one story that our company needs. Our newsletter has one. Our Dating Void show has one. Taz has one. You know, we have all these different things that tell different stories. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gee, there's a lot for people to.
It's a lot. The crux of it is single show, be very specific. Make one show that's a repeatable piece of content that can just be done every single day.
Yep.
Don't change it. Just do the one thing. Like if you're the landscaper, just do one time lapse of you doing some landscaping. Or if you're, like say your whiteboard videos, for instance, that you used to do and things like that. If that's all they did forever, and you saw some success there, you just did the same thing, keep using the model because it worked.
Yeah.
And you adapted and changed because you're an experimenter. But if you're in the beginning stages, you just do that one style, refine it. Whereas a lot of people try to do is, I'll do this and I'll do a bit of that and do a bit of this, and then you got this mixed message.
Yeah.
Look at my TikTok at the moment. It's a crazy mess of stuff because I've just been trying random stuff.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do what I'm doing on my TikTok right now. Like I haven't got a real defined strategy.
And and that's what I say. They won't know the strategy behind it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's such a fascinating space. It's always moving, and I think, unfortunately, for people when they get going, I think they think, "I'll just I've got to do what's trending or what's trendy, and that's going to increase my chances of going viral or whatever." But I'm sure we've both had, you more so than I, viral videos, and then you're like, "Fuck, nothing actually come off the back of that because it wasn't viral for." The
right
reason,
reasons.
Yeah.
Nah, you have to have a brand message behind it. That's the hardest thing with going viral is that it's all good going viral. It's all good going viral for no reason. That's okay. As long as you continue to be consistent as you move forward with it and keep putting out more content, because you will capture some of that audience as new audience. But one of the hardest things that we do as a business is try to figure out what is the message that people take away when they watch even a viral piece. What's the feeling? And so for us, it's this power dynamic. If you understand that that's what we're all about and understand the differences between different people, then we've done our job. Yeah. But you don't get leads because of viral videos.
Yeah.
It's not how it works.
Yeah.
If you get 100 of them, fine.
Yeah.